Hey, good afternoon, traders. This is Trader Tim. It's Monday, November 28th, doing a market analysis for the week. Well, we have made it back to all-time highs, and we are now in what's called the Santa Claus rally time, if you will. I suppose it could be a little bit early for that, but typically the time between Thanksgiving and New Year's, people are in good spirits, so we don't see a ton of negative moves in the market, at least from a longer term perspective. A couple weeks leading up to Christmas are usually bullish. That being said, we had a nice little break of the low of the high bar this morning. Today in the ES, we are close to the 2240 target, but we have not quite made it there. I would be okay if the market wanted to come back down a little bit here and kind of settle down on top of these most recent highs around the 2185 area. That would give us a nice little base of support for us to move then higher into this 2240. I'm not really expecting a full 50% retracement of the entire move. That would, at this point we've gone basically straight up. So perhaps a couple days of pullback and profit taking, and then met with some more buying at these most recent highs. In terms of the other markets, S&P, as we just looked at, pretty strong. The Dow is mimicking the S&P as well. The Nasdaq, not at all like the Dow and the S&P. We have not broken out of highs. But then we have the Russell, and the Russell is screaming higher on strong volume. So small caps, blue chips, all moving higher. Tech, not so much. If we look at some of the individuals, you can see how they are not reflecting the S&P, and the individuals being some of these tech companies like Google, Amazon, again, down kind of in the middle of the range. We can even throw a fib on it and see how we are kind of at the 50% rolling over, putting in a potential lower high here. Right here, almost a double top. But if we flip it around, we could have a inverse head and shoulders. So putting down the left shoulder here, the head, and if we round out and move higher, the right shoulder. Netflix, another one, not looking very good. And then other stocks that are typical for the holidays to be doing well. Best Buy, looking, starting to look strong. Home Depot, kind of in that limbo, mediocre standpoint. FedEx starting to really take off. So kind of what we would expect for this holiday season. In going into intraday trade, I'd be looking for the market to open up outside of the previous day's range for some sort of a trending move off that first 5-minute bar. And then in this week, I would look for the markets to kind of get back in the groove as traders come back from their holiday long weekend, and trading to be pretty good in the 512 using the Fibonacci retracements. I'd be looking for smaller moves starting trading hours only. So if you only have that first 90 minutes of the day to trade, if you're not looking, if you don't have the time or don't have the energy to focus to look at the markets all day long, just focusing, if you're giving yourself maybe 15 minutes for the market to settle out and then trade for the next hour 15 or so, that'll give you the most opportunity to jump in the markets. And if you're just looking at the 512 during that time, there can be a number of really good setups with good reward to risk where you're not getting sucked into some of the larger 15-minute or daily moves. You're just focusing on the very, very short, immediate momentum. And that can be the most bang for your buck in a short time window. And even if you have the time, a lot of people don't want to spend the time, me included, sitting in front of the screen all day. So focusing on the first 90 minutes is really valuable when trying to execute and master your methodology. It's important to stay focused, and a good way to ensure that you're focused is to really shrink that window so that you can put all your energy into it and then be done. So that's what I'm looking at for this week. We're doing a live trading session tomorrow morning, and if you have questions, shoot me an email, tim@emoneymind.com. Thanks, we'll talk to you soon.